Somebody actually told me one time that like the prophets let the followers convert, and I feel like I'm the follower in one of these situations.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago, like 2.5 weeks ago, Garrett like put out this great idea. He put it in the group chat. He was like, "Hey, we should do like a concert in like one of our houses and just like, play for like the rest of like YouTube and like put it on there. Like if people want to like give money, they can. If they don't want to, they don't have to." I was like,
Yeah.
and everybody was like, "Yeah, sounds cool. Like how do we get that?" And then I was like, I don't really like that idea. I think it's really bad. Something, something, something.
Yeah,
Long
I
paragraph.
remember this. Yeah, I
long
remember this.
paragraph.
It was a big chunk
Yeah,
too. It was a big old bubble.
Then
That's
like,
for sure.
and he was ahead of the curve. Then like 5 days later, like all of a sudden the whole world is giving house concerts.
Yeah.
And I watched Erykah Badu's this morning, and I was like into it.
And not only are they doing house concerts, people are doing house concerts, and everybody else in the world is just going on and on about how amazing of an idea it is.
How great!
Yeah, we're like,
how,
so
I wish
personal.
somebody would have thought about this.
Yeah,
and,
so personal, so inspiring. It's like I'm right there.
It's really, yeah. And Erykah, man, she was like giving the vibe and everything. So I was just thinking, I was like, man, what if we would have did something like this? Like, what if we would have been at that curve? And then I was like, oh yeah, he already said that idea.
Yeah.
So Garrett, my bad.
Yeah. Welcome to the the mini LARKAST. What we're just trying to get back on. Really,
Nobody has anything to do. We're just like
yeah,
giving
we
people
don't have
stuff to
anything
do.
to do. Well, also, okay. I like the podcast format, especially in this kind of setting, as far as like a creative group is concerned, because you miss so much of a creative group, or you miss so much of a creative process.
Oh yeah.
Just by listening to the product, right?
Exactly.
I've said this for a super long time, that music is an interesting product because it can succeed internally before it has to succeed externally. Right?
Yep.
So like,
I have no idea where you're going.
Okay, so
I'm following you,
so
though.
for example, follow me. Man. What is it? What'd you say? The prophet just showing the whatever.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. But so basically, what I mean, like, so we can all sit around in like a group, write a song, and be like, "Yo, this song is good."
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
I am very guilty of that. Of like writing a song, not even getting a good recording, not even sending it to anybody to listen to, and
you're
being
just
like, "We did it.
This is it, guys.
It's
Like,
done.
nice.
Let's move on to the next thing."
The song exists.
Yeah, right. But I'm fortunately surrounded by people who like to push our products out, which is great, and an essential part of the
I thought
process.
you were gonna say unfortunate.
No. I'm fortunate, fortunately, because it is. But the cool thing about music is it is a product that can succeed internally like that before it goes out and people like critically acclaim it and stuff like that. But the thing is, when it gets out, even though when it's out, that's probably the best version of it, right? Like it's been mixed, mastered, like focus group. You send it to your friends. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You send it to your friends.
They say stuff like, I wasn't really feeling the vibe of the first one.
Yeah,
but
right. Yeah, exactly.
If you could turn up the. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right though. Like you get all those things and you say like, all right, well that guy just doesn't know.
Should
what he's
got Kendrick
talking
Lamar on this.
about. Right.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
You're on a roll. My bad. Keep
No,
going.
it's good. Keep rolling, dude.
I'm rolling.
But so a lot of times when people get the finished song, they're getting the best product, but they miss the whole process. And in my opinion,
okay,
you see what I'm saying? And in
I see
my
where you're going
opinion,
with this.
you get it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, right. And in my opinion, the process, even though the product is frequently amazing, the process is so like you can get life from the process. I'm not saying you can't get life from the product, because everybody knows you can. But you can get life from the process. Like just by watching the way that one person thinks can change your whole world.
Exactly.
Which is incredible.
Exactly.
And so that's why I'm glad we're doing this again. Because,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because I think because everybody should know how good our process is. That's all what I mean. That's what I mean. I just think it is an interesting side of an artist to share. So I like doing that.
Yeah. Man, I just wanted to waste time. I see you every day. I'm just like, I look at you out the window. I'm like, what's up, man?
Hey.
Secretly hoping you'll be like, you want to jam? Or
Yeah, that's not my vibe at home normally.
No, it's just like, what's up, man?
What's up, dude? Let's go about our business.
So, I mean, it is, it is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it is.
no,
I mean,
it's
I've been
cool.
thinking about a lot of things. I was like, what can we talk about in this thing? I was like, we could talk about how group chats don't work for bands. We could talk about
Oh man,
we could talk about
they are a necessary evil.
They're really
that's
bad.
how I feel about them.
we could talk about how our first show in LA got canceled.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, that's not compelling. So far sounds
compelling.
dope.
It's just a bummer.
Yeah, it was like so far show. It was cool. It was gonna be dope. We were like preparing like a good show for it. It was gonna be great.
Yeah.
We're on the playlist though.
Yeah, check it out.
I don't really know what it's called.
So like SoFar Sounds, which is like the parent company, they have specific playlists. They have like a Chicago playlist, New York playlist, maybe I'm sure like an Atlanta playlist or Southeast playlist. But they have an LA playlist. We're now on the playlist.
Nice.
Which is dope. Check it out. Interesting enough, they looked through all of our songs and picked Dynamite.
That's what I was wondering. I saw it and I was like,
I didn't send that to them.
I was wondering if you did. I was like, is
no,
that
I
like
didn't. I sent them a message because they sent us something that was like, "Hey, we're so sorry to say that because everybody's sick, nobody can perform," which is a great reason to cancel the show.
Yeah.
But they were like, "But you've been added to a we want to add everybody to this great playlist so all the fans can check it out." Whatever. But they never asked me, and then I sent that email to you guys, and you guys were like, "We're not on the list," and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." And then all I said to them was like, "Hey, my band's not on this list. It's called Lark. Here's the Spotify." Here's the Spotify.
Yeah.
Didn't send them a song.
And then
just
they
sent them
Dynamite.
just sent them the album, the only album we have.
See, because I kind of think that people don't really like connect with that song as much until it's like live. When I hear it, I don't hear it as like I don't know. It doesn't seem like a song that would be the one that people go straight to. But if you look at I just yelled. If you think of
but
all right, if you
any musician gets that joke. Any non-musician has no clue what that joke means. I'm not gonna explain it. I'm not gonna explain it.
We're not explaining it. But it has the most listens on Spotify. Like that's like the number one listen song.
How is it not Invisible Things?
I don't know.
Only because we pushed that song the hardest.
I don't know.
I've pushed that song the hardest.
I don't know.
I guess I don't know what everybody else is
doing.
doing.
So I mean, I guess obviously it's doing something that we didn't think.
I mean, let us know. If you're watching this right now, let us know in the comments. I like that song and have always liked that song.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who doesn't in our group. But
and if you don't know the song, like it was like the last post, 2 posts ago, I was like, hey, check out this chill, peaceful song that we have. And then I just played like the really out section. Not really out, but kind of out.
Yeah, that's right. And that song has that in it.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering. I didn't know. Or there's a good chance they didn't listen to it. And they were like, oh, this is the most upbeat.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is last. So, like, because it's like last on the list because they didn't get it first at first.
And the funny thing is, check the song out, but like the first 5 seconds are like easy listening.
Oh, that would be really bad if they thought it was like they were like, oh, this is a good peaceful
this is like
ending.
a sick ballad. He sounds so soulful.
I'm gonna put that in my Lincoln bio.
I sound
no,
soulful.
No, he sounds soulful.
Yeah, fair enough. But they might have listened to that and went like, great, space bar to pause.
That'd be great.
And then didn't listen.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. So that's one thing that happened. The SoFar thing happened.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, we're going through mixers right now for our upcoming EP, and so I'm like mega excited about that.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it's like the first thing. It's been a while since we released something. Mm-hmm. But it's.
But it's like we've been recording for like ever.
Dude,
like it's like we just keep recording stuff and like it feels like it's not coming out, but it's just like in the works.
Yeah.
And then people are like, what is the deal with the Lark? Like, what's the deal with that band? And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
Who
was it? Oh, it was Andrew Laprise.
Oh yeah.
He said like every time he shows his girlfriend something else that we put out, she's like, "What is this band?" Which I get, like, but
that should be the link in our bio. What is this?
What is this band? But just wait.
Yeah, tell us what you think in the comments. What is this band?
Just wait though. It'll all happen.
It'll all come together in a second.
It'll all be good. But it's nice. It feels like it feels like everything is moving forward. Albeit at a slow pace, but that's just a creative process. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then like once it's gonna feel like you're gonna feel like a rush when you get on the releases and like
because we've got the
rollouts happening,
project happening too, like the video project.
Yeah,
which is taking a long time, but
you know what I was thinking the other day? I was watching this Scorsese. Yeah, I'm comparing us to Scorsese. Wow. I was watching this Scorsese interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I started on The Irishman 40 years ago, or something like that." You know what I mean? Like they write the script like forever ago. Then they
Yeah.
try to get somebody to like pay for it, which is what we're doing. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
yeah.
mean? You got to
Yeah.
get somebody to get the right pieces, like who's gonna act in it and do all these different things.
Right.
And it wasn't 40; it was more like 20. But still,
Still,
it's like
that's a long
movies
time
take a
ago.
long time. Like it's very rare where like we write a movie and then we shoot it that year and then we
Yeah.
put it out the next year. It
Yeah.
rarely happens like that. So
Yeah.
with what we kind of, I mean, like the production value is pretty high on the thing that we're doing. So and it's like kind of even just keeps getting better, like more and more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like once you go once you go so far with the production, you're like, well, everything else has to match this now. So
yeah, one aspect can't be like incredible, while the other aspects are like
exactly.
fine. And it's funny too because, like any other like broke musician knows that you do so many projects and you're on so many albums, you're in so many groups that have no budget, and you try to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
And like every part, like we'll be like, oh, okay, I heard somewhere that we're supposed to get this mastered. Does anybody know? One person in the group Googles it.
Yeah, they're like, there's this website you can just type it in. And
Right, yeah.
Put the file in.
Exactly, yeah. And so it's like, all right, let's just do that. Or somebody goes like, I'll just learn how to. I
can just learn.
master.
Man, I can just do this.
So, but it's funny because the turnaround on those kinds of projects.
And I respect it. Like I respect it.
Same. You have to learn.
I'm not.
But
saying don't do it.
the better the better. I mean, I guess you already kind of said this, but I'm just thinking out loud. The better, like the more like I don't know how to say this. Like the more people you get on your team that actually know what they're doing, they know and are aware of how long something has to take.
Yeah.
Not like how fast can I get it done because I'm so good at mixing.
Right.
It's how fast, like how long does it actually need to take for it to sound the best?
Exactly.
Which is important.
And it's like it's interesting because like from me like as an like artist, songwriter, musician standpoint, producer standpoint, I know those timelines and I know how to push myself on those timelines.
Right.
But like I want like Blake Grin, who we were working with on that project. I want him to like push himself to like how far can he go with that project? Like what things can he like innovate on that project? Like it's not just like when can you get it done? Like that's not the That's not the goal,
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you want
It's
people to like perform their art.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like in the mixing.
Give them time and space to do that.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's taking us.
It is okay. It's funny because you guys are seeing this conversation right now, but we've had this conversation multiple times.
You gotta keep reminding
versions
yourself.
of it. Yeah, you have to, and that's the tough part. Like, so for example, right now Hannah's inside, and she is eating and like cleaning the kitchen and kind of making some lists and stuff like that. But she's also listening to a podcast that she's never listened to, but it's people that she's been listening to for a long time, and it's just about leadership and like how to work from home.
Yeah.
And, like, stuff that she has read and listened to a lot
Before,
about.
yeah.
But like you just have to keep going on those things.
Yeah.
Something that shout outs to OVC, something that Pastor Arnold said that I swear to you, I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I knows. It's
does.
what you feed will live and what you don't feed will die.
Dude,
Do you know what I'm saying? It's the
that's
truth.
that's a Daryl Lano quote right there.
Yeah, it really is. But it's true. Like if you don't feed yourself as an entrepreneur,
What you feed
the
will-
entrepreneur part of yourself will die. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if you don't go like, okay, I gotta make these posts, or I need to just spend 20 minutes and think about what this next thumbnail for this video is gonna look like,
Yeah.
or I need to do this, or if you don't constantly do that,
Yeah.
that part of you is gonna die.
And that could be a good thing and a negative thing. Because
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
there's some parts that's like, well, let me just stop feeding this part of me.
Yes, exactly. There was a long time where like in the mornings I would get up and I would listen to like I like to clean in the morning, so I'll get up just like do dishes or something.
Yeah.
And I would listen to YouTube videos just like anybody else, or podcasts or whatever. And I everything I was listening to, and I noticed because I was scrolling on my YouTube like suggestion, whatever. And everything I like didn't want to watch anything, and I was like, I don't want to watch. I like video games. I don't want to watch videos about video games right now. And then it was like I like comedy, but it's like I don't want to watch videos.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Like I want to listen to I want to watch something that I want to watch, which is a dumb thing to say out loud, but everybody gets what I'm saying.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
Watch
and
what
then
I
I
want.
realized like, oh, this is a reflection of what I'm feeding while I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? Like while I'm watching
Uh-huh.
YouTube throughout every day before that day, I've only been watching stuff about video games, and I've been watching a bunch of comedy.
Yeah.
That's what I've been watching.
Oh, so that's the stuff. That's what's grown in you.
That's the stuff that is being fed in me are
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
And I was like, why aren't I like taking the time to like passively listen to music? Why
Yeah.
aren't I taking the time to like?
The algorithms tell you about
It
yourself.
does, dude. It does. I never really thought
You
about
just
it.
look at your YouTube and you're like, who am I?
Yeah.
And it tells you. It's
What
like,
is this band?
It's like you only look. You only look at
yeah,
John Morant highlights.
Exactly.
You know?
right. And so it's like, yeah. And so then I realized like, okay, I need to like pick something else just to listen to in the morning.
That's the thing that helped me the most. Like I made a playlist of the stuff that I'm trying to learn. Like if I'm like trying to get into these,
Good.
if I'm trying to get in like this scene of people that are playing this type of music, I'm like, all right, let me make a playlist of all the songs that they play at the Federal.
Yeah.
So I like
Right.
understand that. Even if I'm not learning it, I'm like listening to it. So when they play these songs, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or like this is where they pull from. You know what I mean? Or like just wherever.
Yeah.
So it's like that helps me too, because another like the thing that I'm trying to do is like cut down on the work that I have to do the right thing.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
So
yeah.
it's like if I want to learn standards, but I'm like it's not a part of my regular routine. Let me make a playlist of the standards that I've been working on, and like refreshing myself on the changes in my head while I'm listening to it. Instead of like, okay, let me search this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make the shortcuts for yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
But
I underestimated for a long time listening to the music that you're going to perform passively.
yeah,
Like for a long time. I think it was like I was like a sophomore in college. Maybe
but
a
it seems so
junior.
much. You say that a lot,
It
but it
was
just
late.
seems so easy. Like it's way easier than.
But to
Like,
me it was
because I was like the opposite. I didn't like really learn transcriptions for a long time, but I listened to everything.
yeah, I didn't.
I just listen all the time.
I guess
that was my life.
yeah, okay. Man, why did I do that? I think it was because anytime I heard music, I was like, let's go to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And not like I felt obligated, but
Yeah.
that's like genuinely what I want to do. Like
Yeah.
I would listen to music and be like, oh, let me figure that out real quick.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Or let me write down this thing or
So
whatever.
it was always that. It was always just work.
It was always active. It was never passive. Like I was
Gotcha.
never just
That
like,
makes sense though.
listening to music and not paying attention to it. But I think it's really powerful. It was you know what it was? It was before I did that Trinidad Tobago like 2-week thing. I say tour, but we were like in one spot. But yeah, the guy who was over that group was like, hey, he passed out at the time. It was CDs.
Yeah.
And he
This
passed
is the one sentence where you use
yeah,
CDs,
with
that's
CDs
work.
and it works. Yeah, but he passed out the CDs. He was like, "Yeah, just listen to it as much as you can." And I was like, "Why would I do that?
Yeah.
And why would you tell people to do that? It's not gonna, it's like tell people to work on the music.
Yeah.
whatever I was thinking when I was like an elitist like college musician.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
we all regret those days.
yeah. But I did that during that time, and it was amazing when it came time, and I just knew the music way better.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's how it works. I mean, that's why. Well, that's another story, but that's like how you learn gospel music. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, just write it down and stuff." It's like you can write it down to get through the service, but like if you're really gonna learn it, you just gotta be listening to it and know. So yeah, I don't know. We didn't want to go forever on these, but it was just like you're gonna do these, throw these out for like the rest of the week, and maybe next week we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And look, we neglected you guys. Like the LARKAST was supposed to be like coming, they haven't been coming, so it's like. Now's the time. Like
Let me tell you guys, Aaron lays awake at night thinking about you guys.
I do. I relentlessly. I message Josh. I'm like, man.
What about the fans?
What about this? What about this direction? You ever thought about world building? You ever? I'm looking at this.
Which is sick though. Which is great.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah. So I mean, that's what we kind of wanted to do. Like, we wanted to do these mini LARKAST. I guess how we can call it. Whatever we want to call it. But it's these mini LARKAST. Just like you guys are chilling, we're chilling.
Mini Larks.
Mini Lark.
All right, forget it.
No. Finish it out.
Nah, that was it. That was it. It's gonna die. And
a lot of people should say that sometimes. Like, oh, that was it. Like, don't keep going. Like, don't keep trying. But yeah, that's what we wanted. Like, it's this whole show. We're just talking. We're getting back on track. We're flexing our muscles.
Yep,
Finishing
I like
these small things for LARKAST, and then hopefully you guys are enjoying this too. If you want to talk about something specific, let me know. I've been really thinking about modes lately, so we might talk about modes and how they shouldn't exist. But yeah, I mean that's really kind of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So
Thanks
thanks for watching. follow us on everything.
Yeah.
Like, comment,
Maybe.
subscribe, all
If
that
you want
stuff.
to. If you don't want to, don't worry about it.
Trust me, you want to.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Anyway. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Peace.